age and matching. Our mission here is to raise the rate of home ownership to 75% for all. So without further ado, here's our project manager, Miss Africa.
Thank you so much, Miss Sade and Miss Lazy. I appreciate you both for those very warm announcements and welcomes. And thank all of you for participating with us tonight on our Wealthy Wednesday Zoom call. We appreciate you being here. You could have been anywhere on this Wednesday, but you chose to be here to learn more with us as we better ourselves as well. I have the pleasure of introducing our speaker for tonight. You see her name on the screen. Her name is Miss LaCoya Lashawn. She is a Chicago native. She's a thriving, staffing entrepreneur who is not only passionate about her work in recruiting, but also in helping the Black community, including our youth, to learn, thrive, and to become successful in their future endeavors. LaCoya has over 20 years of human resource experience, and she holds a Bachelor's of Arts in Management from Clark Atlanta University, a Master of Science in Human Resource Management from Loyola University, and a Master of Science in Organizational Leadership from Lewis University. She has a broad and successful history in the corporate world and has encountered many challenges throughout her career that has made her aware of the plight of the younger generation concerning their career path and education. Please listen to this, family. On October 2nd, 2018, LaCoya founded McKinley Co. This is a recruitment Inc. LaCoya is also the CEO of that company, along with her team. You've heard it, she has a team. Take notes. Along with her team, she helps her clients meet their business needs by finding the candidate who will succeed and contribute to her client's success. She manages recruitment strategies and drives the identification and selection of talent from internal and external candidate pools, overseeing full cycle recruitment efforts. Her clients depend on her to find candidates who fit their needs and their culture quickly and with the utmost integrity. Her consultative approach helps her team and her clients understand the full scope of a position. That means she knows what she's doing, everybody. Committed to responsive and proactive communication, she developed a proprietary dashboard to present candidates and options in a user-friendly way. Because high-level placements are often complex, LaCoya is able to bring creative approaches to solving complicated placement situations while optimizing the process to fit each assignment. Check it out. LaCoya is on a mission to helping entrepreneurs to bring their business to life and showing them how to execute through her coaching efforts. Her newly written book, F the Fairytale, was fueled by her own personal experience of her climbing the corporate ladder and the racial discrimination that she faced, which caused her to launch out into the deep to start her own business. Her heart's desire is that the book will help the Black community to thrive in entrepreneurship. Within the next 2 years, LaCoya has plans to create a youth entrepreneurship camp where they will learn how to develop a business from concept and will be taught practical steps to execute immediately. Won't you all welcome Miss LaCoya Lashawn.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for that beautiful background drop. I always feel educated when you speak about those degrees, Miss Africa. But trust me, it was not the degrees that got me where I am today. I want to kick off by first sharing with you, my passion for entrepreneurship. If there's anybody on this Zoom tonight that is seeking and looking to start their own business, I encourage you to do it. It's a process. Even if you're doing a little bit by day to start it, just do it. don't hesitate. Don't be fearful. I encourage you all that's out there looking to start your own business to definitely do it. A little bit about me. I dealt with a lot of corporate racism, and talking to other sisters and brothers in corporate America, we talked about um, our different experiences in corporate America, and it became too frequent. Everybody was dealing with this. And I was like, wait a minute, nobody's talking about it. Nobody's bringing this into fruition. Nobody's doing anything to make it better or to help each other. And I found that the higher you go up, the less of us that you see. Um, so that's what caused me to write my book. I was hurt. I was angry. I got my first master's degree at 23 years old, and I came out into the workforce ready to be great, ready to ready to just be great in corporate America and do my job and earn a paycheck just like everybody else. And I was insulted. I was asked several times how I got my master's degree. I was bullied pretty much in corporate America. You can't say anything because you don't want to lose your job. I left with stress, pain, anger, anxiety, the whole 9 yards. And that was just a bad experience for me. And I found that other people are, other Blacks in corporate America was experiencing the same thing. My book was healing, and moving into entrepreneurship is my healing and joy. Um, I started recruiting. My background is in human resources. Recruiting is a part of it. My gift is finding great talent for um, mid-sized, billion-dollar, large organizations. So that's what I've been doing for the last 4 years now. So that's my story. I did get coaching for that. I did get some help after I started just to learn more. And I took a leap of faith. I started my business by referral. I stepped out of leadership to get there. First, that's what I had to do initially, was step out of leadership to find my headspace and get out of the angry space that I was. I found that the higher you go up at directorship and things of that nature, the more you get picked on in corporate America. But I found my way out, and I am a certified minority woman-owned business. I can talk to you guys about that. That is huge. It's only 1% of us that have a business that have certification with the state, the county, city, and all of those things. And one of the reasons why is our paperwork is not in order. So I could definitely help you and speak to that. I feel like I'm talking a lot. Any questions out there for me?
So Miss LaCoya, you're doing fine. Go ahead, Miss Sade.
I was gonna say that the same thing. You're doing absolutely great.
Well, with that being said, so my passion is, the mission of my book was not just to tell you about my experience and how I was treated in corporate America, which I'm sure a lot of you can, um, you know, agree with, or probably have gone through similar things that I've gone through. But the three things that I really want to put out there, and that's my mission, and this is my passion, to make sure that those that stay in corporate America get the mental help that they need. I didn't realize it till after I got my healing, listening to Dr. Joy DeGruy about post-traumatic slavery syndrome. I met all of the requirements and about being angry in corporate America. And I I began to share that information. I didn't realize how much I needed that psychology, because I was really angry, and I was truly, if somebody else said something else to me, I was probably going to go to jail, guys. And I mean, just because people are taken away, I was fired from jobs for no reason. I was fired for having a master's degree, and now you're playing with my livelihood. So that's even more angry. That's even more anger that comes with it. Hence, the title of my book is F the Fairy Tale, because I was angry at that time. But I definitely want to provide and put resources out there for my people to get the help that they need mentally. Coming home angry and stressed out, getting sick. I broke out in shingles from an incident, being angry on the job, and being stressed out. So I definitely want to push mental health, get the counseling that you need so you won't be angry and you keep your health. That is so important. The second thing is making sure that we have resources and connections to maneuver through racism in corporate America. I'm actually having my book signing Juneteenth weekend at Theater 47 in Park Forest. And I'm going to have a panel of people that have been successful in corporate America. And they will speak and tell people different tactics to get around the stupidity that goes on there. In corporate America, to help you maneuver through that. I didn't have that mentorship. I didn't have a platform I can go to and ask questions on how to get around racism in corporate America. So that's something else that I'm passionate about. And most importantly is the entrepreneurship piece, which is why I want to help people that's aspiring to be entrepreneurs, or at least been in business 3 to 5 years. I feel like I can help those people because I have my own business and I've learned a great deal. So that's my story.
Listen, let me tell you something. I give you a round of applause because when I connect these dots, we all struggle for some of the same situations. Especially African Americans, we struggle with equality of job, first of all, because sometimes a lot of us are in survival mode and we take whatever we can get. And I don't care what nobody say, the playing field is not even. So 9 times out of 10, we're qualified for a $90,000 a year job, but we're working on a $35,000 a year job and trying to hustle and bustle after work to make ends meet. So I'd like you to talk a little bit about that as well. How do we find a quality job? Because what we do here at My Turn to Own is we help individuals on the journey to, what should I say, put them on a pathway of home ownership. And as we know, income is very important when it comes to buying power. And another thing is, which I applaud you, is for your entrepreneurship. A lot of us, we're working a 9 to 5, but we know at the end of the day, we're only working at 9 to 5 to become full-time entrepreneurs. But right now we have to do what it takes to pay the bills. And I want to know, what are some strategies that we can utilize to make that leap? When I hear people talk about success, I just hear them talking about, go to school and, get your credit up and things of that nature. And don't get me wrong, all that's very, very important, but nobody talks about the spiritual component, your network, your power circle. Is so much being put into being successful, where it's far more than just a cookie cutter process. So I know I'm a little all over the place, please forgive, but if you can just give me a little bit about that, I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. I started my business by referral. Somebody called me up. It was like, hey, would you take this contract and begin recruiting? And I just took advantage of it and expanded. I had already decided that that's what I was going to do. As far as the the playing field is definitely not level whatsoever. And some of the things that I run into in my community with my people is they don't know what they want to do. So then they have a resume.
Wow.
They have
That's
a resume.
amazing.
It's real. And when I say they don't know what they want to do, they have a resume that's all over the place, whether they was at the call center for a few months or they worked at this place for a law firm, and their resume is kind of all over the place. And
Yeah.
I hire for corporate positions, so I'll say that too. So I hire for professional positions in the healthcare, supply chain, and government entity. I'm working on a onboarding with a new client now for working from home for benefit enrollment specialist. Now it's only paying $15.50 an hour, but it's working from home. So if you wanted to start something, at least you have that ability and that capability of working from home. Pandemic changed a lot of lives for people. That's one of the things that that helped me start my business, was being able to work from home. You could do other things to get started and build on that slowly but surely. But going back to your question.
Hold on, I want to interrupt you. I'm sorry, because you hit on a big, and I got to take small steps, because when we're talking about positioning yourself, people don't understand the importance, or that it is a cost to invest in yourself and have direction. Your first business plan should be your business plan where self is concerned.
Absolutely. And I encourage that so much. You have to invest in yourself. And I have created resumes for people. And the first thing, I can't make your resume until you tell me what you want to do.
Got you.
So I make people go and pull it out of themselves, because I can't create a resume that you don't know what you want to do. So the first thing is figuring out what you want to do. And if you're multi-talented, which a lot of us are, you have to have different resumes. So if you worked in government, or you have you used to work at the club, whatever you did, you have to have a separate resume. If you were management, now you're doing this, that, and the other, you need to have 3 different resumes for all of your different talents. You don't want to put all of that stuff on one resume, because when you're applying for a job, I'm confused as to what you want to do. And if if your resume doesn't say anything towards what I'm recruiting for, then I'm not going to call you. So you definitely have to identify what you want to do, where you want to do that. And then if you don't have the experience, sometimes you got to work for free, and you got to sacrifice to go and get that experience. I have done that before. You definitely have to surround yourselves with the reason that I'm successful in corporate is because I have surrounded myself with decision makers that's going to take me to the next level and call me, that know of my gift and talent. And they're like, hey, LaCoya, I'm looking for this HR person. I'm seeking a HR manager, HR director right now, getting paid $160,000 a year. Anybody on here?
Hey, and can I add in something as well?
Sure.
So that's very important on your journey to entrepreneurship, or just being a woman or a man of business. Is number one, knowing what you want to do and what you specialize in. And it doesn't come as easy for it may not come as easy for you as it may come for someone else, but you have to really take some time to do some soul searching, number one. But I know that you was talking about networking. And at one point in time, I was unemployed for a year. And it's like, I know I've sent probably over 150, 200 resumes. Everybody knows that it's a job looking for a job, right? So even when you get there, I noticed that what I was missing was that networking component, and not understanding how important it was to get out there. What is the process? Because what you don't want to do is, you don't want to be, just you're out on town just to be out in the town. You want to be intentional to the events that you go to. What are some things that helped you to find the places that you need to be to connect and meet with the right people? And even when you did meet with the right people, if you're not where you quote unquote think you should be, you feel like you may feel like you're inadequate, where you don't even feel confident enough to approach certain individuals, because whenever it seems like you're in need, they go the other way. But whenever it seems like you can pour into, their company, it's like, oh yeah, for sure, I could utilize you. So can you walk me down that road a little bit?
Absolutely, Donna Michi. That it goes back to, as far as who you're networking with, it goes back to what you want to do. So if, let's choose something. Okay, so I was at HR. I'll just use myself. So I'm in human resources. I work in human resources. I would go to different events that's HR related around people, directors, recruiters. When you go on Eventbrite, and even through your own organization, they send out different things of different events that's happening pre-pandemic. Of course, guys, that's what this is. So now that the world is opening and back up, they have different mixers you could go to. Like, even being a business owner now, I'm a part of the minority supply chain. um the I have so many different emails coming in for supply chain, for healthcare, all type of different events that I attend. I choose it based on what I'm into and what I need. And when I meet people, I always ask them, what can I do for you?
Yeah.
What is it that you need? It has to be a give and take, unless it's for an at a if unless it's at a place where you have people that's looking for you to help you. You have to
Mhm.
make sure you identify what type of event you're going to and what kind of networking you need to do. Like, I graduated from Sunshine Enterprises for entrepreneurship. So one of my mentors is a Jewish white man. He's connected me to all type of people, but that's because I went through a 8 to 12 week course on entrepreneurship, and I was able to get into the acceleration class. So you just have
Wow.
to know what it is that you want to do, what you're good at, and then you start looking for those networking events, because it only takes one person to change your life overnight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow. I think one thing that we struggle, I was in Springfield not too long ago, and well, probably like, I think like 2 weeks ago or something of that nature. And we went to the Capitol first, and then we were somewhere else. And we were just talking, just randomly talking about, the environment and a number of different things. And one of the ladies at the table was like, "Hey, J Ma, Donna Michi, somebody looking for a job?" And I was like, we'll look in our network and see, if we can find, it's some like a environmentalist specialist or something of that nature. But Green asked, what is it paying? She was like, about 87 to 92,000 a year. I bring this up because growing up, people wasn't throwing $100,000 jobs across the table like, do you know somebody?
Mhm.
Like, and it's because my network wasn't what it is now. So when people think about like the mindset, the shift, it has to be a shift. Like when you buy your clothes, when we talk about assets over liability, first, let me show you how this ties back into owning land, and the reason
Yeah.
that we've requested for you to be on the platform. Because if you don't position yourself to get the right buying power, it's going to limit. No, if you don't position yourself where you're receiving a proper income, it's going to limit your buying power. So the point that I'm making is, when you put yourself in arenas that and once again, I'm gonna go back to this. Once again, we're not selling properties to people, but we're trying to build people. When your finances is on point, when you live in the way you want to live, when you have free time at the end of the day and you're not exhausted, you're traveling and you're taking trips here and there, and you have time to invest in self and take care of self and do a day of self-care where you're not stressed out, you're actually going to be a nicer person. And studies show you might just live a little bit longer. So so when you talk about success, it's not just about a piece of property or a job. It's about financial freedom and having the time to really connect with your family and your friends on a day-to-day basis. One thing that I find that's very sad that we do is we count down from Monday all the way until Friday just for Saturday and Sunday. You count down 5 days. Oh man, it's Monday. I hate it. It's Tuesday. I can't stand it. It's Wednesday. Lord, it's hump day. It's almost up. You even get a day. You even call it hump day. You count all the way down 5 days for only a Saturday and a Sunday. That's depressing. That's extremely depressing.
Especially if you hate it.
If you hate, yep.
If you don't enjoy what you're doing, and I used to be at work, and I would be like, why am I dealing with this? Why am I doing this? I'm better than this. What can I do for myself? And I literally prayed about that. I thought that recruiting was standard across the world. And, like anybody can do it. No, I really have a gift to find talent. And I didn't realize it till later on in my career. So you definitely, if you're sitting at your job and you hate it and it's something else that you're passionate about that you want to do, go after that. Seriously. And it's people out here. I have a plethora of people in my network that I can introduce people into. I can really show people how to network, because you have to become friends with people. You really have to communicate with people. For me, I do stuff like this. Birthdays or Christmas, New Year's Eve, that's my time to reconnect with people that I haven't talked to through the year. Hey, Merry Christmas. We met at such, Happy New Year. What you doing this year? Can we meet up for lunch or something to that extent? Just to catch up. And they have classes to teach you how to network, to teach you how to stay connected. So
hey,
definitely.
LaCoya, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you. Oh my goodness. You're right. It's so important to send those messages. I'm a nut. I send out thank you cards. And it's not even about, I'm saying, you got me a gift. Thank you for just acknowledging that I invited you to an event, or that you invited me somewhere. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I think, just being hospitable goes a long way. And speaking of networking, I know that Nebraska wanted to say something. If we can have Nebraska and then Adonis in that order. Thank you so much.
Mute. Yeah, how y'all doing? My name is Nebraska. I'm actually in Los Angeles right now. Born and raised in Chicago, and what I do in Chicago is I'm a carpenter / pile driver. So what I do is build bridges and streets, highways, retainer walls for highways or whatever. But that's what I do in my fiscal. But outside of that, I write music, I sing, I write music for whoever. I am a producer also. I do whatever. And right now I'm out in Los Angeles right now, actually recording a few albums. Quasi's on the call now, I believe. I'm going to I'm going to write a couple songs for his son, hopefully soon, and we're going to get everything cracking. But while I'm in Chicago, I actually give my time to, there's a dude there that we go out on the street and we give away food, not only to the homeless, but the less fortunate. We cook for them, we give food, clothes, and everything. And if anyone here knows anyone that needs help, you can always get in tune with me and I'll put you in tune with what you need to do. Some people right now, it's so hard right now, it's hard to even have food in your home. A lot of the kids are only going to school to get that lunch to bring it home to their brothers and sisters sometimes. So I know the struggles that's going on with us, and I am trying to not only, do what's best for our people, but I'm also willing to help in any way, form, or fashion that I can to anyone. That's with volunteer work. That's what we need this building cleaned out. I'm coming. Just call me. I'm coming to help. Africa is my sister, and I pull a tree out the ground about that girl. And man, it's a privilege and a pleasure to meet everyone. Hear me? And I hope, man, I wish the best for everybody. That's my introduction. I don't know what I can do to help you, but hopefully I can in some way, form, or fashion. Because I didn't learn about, what did I say? I didn't learn about the trades till I was like 30. If someone had told me in high school, this would be a different conversation because I'd already have my own business. I'd already, not my own business, but I would be striving in the construction business as a Black owner.
Yeah.
So I believe that if we start earlier in our lives and our teachings and with the teachings that we have been blessed with, if we start off early in them high schools, I'm almost positive we won't just change the way our people is, we'll change the way our people think. Because these conversations y'all having right now, we're talking about this and that and that and this, they need to know how to start a business right now in high school. Because they're not going to be able to make a whole lot of money. Well, now it's everything is changing. But they're not going to be able to make a whole lot of money while they're working for someone. So I would like to empower the younger generation to be able to, how can I say, not only create jobs, but make it flourish where everybody's eating good. And it's another thing right now that I would like to say just before I get off. Right now in LA, while I've been here, the most talk of anything here, and a lot of times LA get it first, New York get it first, and then it trickles throughout. Sometimes Chicago get it first, then it trickles out. But everybody here talk about NFT and the metaverse. If we don't jump into that right now, I think we are, I don't know, I ain't gonna say wrong, I think we're gonna be behind. So everybody needs to at least figure out what it is. Even if you ain't jumping into it or being a part of it, just figure out what it is so you can understand it. Because we was the generation that brought these computers in. Feel me? We started with the dial up and everything else. Now everything moves so fast. The kids 2-3 years old can pick up a phone and go through it. They unlock it and everything. So, well, that's just what I got to say. It was a privilege and a pleasure meeting you all, and I wish the best for everybody.
Thank you, Nebraska. Can you please put your information in the chat?
Okay, I'm figuring out how to do that now.
It's
Okay.
all good. One thing I want to say as well is, and first of all, thank you, Mr. Nebraska. One thing I want to say, one of the reasons that we hold this platform is for networking opportunity. I think as a community, we utilize each other's talents, relationships to build and also to grow. So thank you so much for introducing yourself and sharing what exactly you do. The next question that we have, let's try to keep it brief because we've already late in an hour, and I just want to make sure that everyone gets a chance to talk. It's already 6:40.
So the next question we do have is what are your do's and don'ts of entrepreneurship?
Well, I typed it in. Don't give up. Don't listen to people that's downing you and telling you not to. Don't fear it. Don't do it for the money. Don't do it for the money, because when the time, and the reason I say that is because when times get hard and you have to make some decisions, you just, if you don't like it, you don't love it, you're not talented in it, you're gonna you're gonna trash it down the toilet. You're not gonna do it, and you're gonna invest all of that money. And if you don't love it, like it, passionate about it, you won't do it. Because I mean, even though I love recruiting, it's been times I had system issues and I was like, man, I ain't doing this. But I had to strive through it because I love what I do. But definitely do know your why when you get into entrepreneurship. I chose it because I didn't want to catch a case and go to jail for yoking up somebody in corporate America. No, but seriously, for financial wealth is something that I love doing, to build that gap, to bridge the gap and with wealth in the Black community. And also, I had to believe in myself. When nobody else believes in you, you have to believe in yourself. And I know you hear that so often, but when you're in this and you launched into the deep, you will understand why I'm saying that, because times get hard, and I have to go listen to some Tyler Perry, some Steve Harvey to motivate myself. So you do have to believe in yourself and know that you can do it. And don't give up. Oh my God, don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Stay in it. I didn't start getting contracts until 2020 in the government sector. And I was in business in 18. I had one client for 2 years. Now I have 6. So and I keep growing on that, and I grew by referral. So don't give up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ms. LaCoya, for that. We really appreciate it. I know next that we had Mr. Adonis who is going to speak, so we're going to give him the floor now.
Please keep
You,
it short.
Hey, brother, I wasn't gonna talk that long. How you doing, Mr. Davis? Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and blessings, everybody. I just want to first off just thank you guys again for allowing me the opportunity. In terms of entrepreneurship, I just jumped straight in and just say that over the course of just turned 40 something, a couple of years, I don't own over, I want to say 23 to 24 LLCs and LLCs and limited liability corporations. And entrepreneurship was the direction that I went into, but it wasn't really by choice, it was by force. And I believe we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are.
Yeah.
And to be able to participate in something outwardly and then turn that thing back around and build yourself inwardly, as a mental health advocate, I think that it's very important that you take control of your life on a day-to-day basis. I started playing outwardly, but then when it was time for the things to switch, what I would like to add to the room is turning yourself into a business. It's more than just the youth and the next generation. It's every generation. We can feed from each other. Leadership starts from being on the front line, and everything you do can affect someone else's life. So it's about the perspective and coming with a new perspective and understanding the new perspective. It had to be an old perspective, right? So when we change, we just always want to look to add value. So I believe, as Brother David said, real estate, but I think human capital is the real estate. When you have a real person and you have lines like these that comes together to give good information, this is the starting point for friendship and partnership and all types of ship. But if you be by yourself, you might end up on a hardship, and that's just not good. So I think we should stay connected. They have these meetings going on all over the world, and it's a beautiful thing. And also, I'm the author and the creator of I Am My Life Coach, which is self-awareness tool that helps you ground yourself to be present. So I just wanted to put that out there. I'm in the school teaching. I'm in school teaching principals and teachers, and as well as the students. So I'm on the front line each and every day. And one of the things I do is just make sure that my light shines first before somebody else is able to feed from me. I must first have to make sure that I'm depositing and putting out the right type of energy for people to pick it up.
So can I say something real quick? I am a life coach.
Go ahead, bro.
Thank you for being on the platform. Hey, so can you put the link of your book in the chat, please?
Sure.
Do you have a link or on Amazon or wherever they can find you? When we talk about investing in yourself, part of it is, a great amount of it is investing into your mental, where you need to start reading books. You need to start networking and being around the right people. You need to be spiritually grounded. Another thing is when the young lady were talking about resumes. When I was younger, I was like, oh, I could put it all on resume, because if I got to get 3 resumes, that's going to be $100 a piece or $50 a piece. That's way too much. You got to stop cutting corners when it comes to you. If you're going to go pay $800 or $2,000 for a jacket or some Jordans, You can pay $200-$300 for something that's going to open up the door for you to make something. My days of turning up and kicking it and going on a vacation or vacation, those days are over. What my focus is going and taking a trip somewhere that's going to be a conference, that's going to educate me about something. Oh, by the way, we're going to have a good time as well. I'm too old to be saying, oh man, that trip set me back $3,000 and I ain't learned nothing from it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think when we talk about investing in the mental, we have to be a little more specific, right, with the individuals. So I think it's working on your character. When you work on your character, you can see people really, like what I learned is no one ever takes time out to define what they want to speak like, what they want to talk like, what they want to look like, what they want to appear as. And this is an inside job. This is an inner concept. That's the foundation. So if you spend a lot of time crafting out and carving out your character, then the next direction and the thing to work on is your attitude. So instead of being reactive, we need to be more proactive when it comes to self, because that's what draws people onto you. It's not what's coming to you, it's what you're going to have to come to. If it's not coming to you, then you're going to have to go to it. And if Mr. Davis don't want to be my friend, that's fine. But I need him as my friend. You might don't need me as your friend, but I need you. You don't need me. And that requires me to come and establish a connection that I know that I can be fruitful in the relationship that I established with you, even when you didn't want to establish one with me. So that's just one of my tips that I give out all the time. Become more self-aware, focus on character, and focus on attitude.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. I am my life coach.
I believe Barbara Reeven is up next. Barbara Reeven, are you there? Following Barbara Reeven, Special K, Kirk Gregory, I believe, had his hand up. Thanks again, Adonis and Nebraska. We appreciate you both.
Well, yes, I'm here. How's everybody doing today?
Hey, what's going on, King? It's always good seeing you.
Man, as usual, I'm mobile, moving around, headed out to A-Town. I just wanted to bless and be in the presence of this greatness, and especially Sister LaCoya. She is just a ton and a champion for workforce development and business. And the good thing about when you write, when you're in pain, it ain't nothing but truth. And so experience is the best policy. And I'm really proud. She works a lot, training with my program, Books Over Balls. She's done great workshops and been with us for a few years. But it's all about connecting business, economics, land, and the whole nine. We got to make this thing all come together at one time. We got a short window to make this happen. But we got to have people like her testifying, because people need a lot of mental health testimonies and some guidance, and we don't do that enough. And so we just looking forward to this great year. It's got to be a hostile takeover. And congratulations. And you guys got to keep coming together like this, stay together, because there's a remnants jumping on in Chicago about to blow up. We're going to go from Chirac to Jerusalem, a city of peace. From Jerusalem to Chatosa, a city of business. And from Chatosa to Chi Love. That's what we all about. It's magnificent. Thank you so much for having me.
Good stuff. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I know it's getting a little bit late. Do we have any other questions? Miss Africa, do we have any other questions before we
I think Special K, Kirk Gregory, and Minister Militia.
And listen, before they come, Miss Africa, before we close out, I want to know, how can I get a job? That's what I want to know. How do I keep in touch with the main speaker, and what do I need to do to get a job where she can pretty much help me on the pathway of positioning myself? If she does any coaching, any one-on-one, or anything of that nature, I'm sure a lot of our followers want to know that. Go ahead, Agent K, talk to us, please, sir.
I was just chiming in, seeing what was going on. I appreciate you all inviting me. Like I came in at the end, so next time I'll be on time.
No, you good. Hey, but before you go, man, because you're a very important key to our community, can you just say what you do and drop your information? Because everybody needs to tap into insurance because it's a very important component.
Okay. Well, my name is Kurt Gregory Jr. I work for Country Financial. I'm an insurance agent, and my number is 773-619-0649. Again, my number is 773-619-0649. And I'm just here to really educate the people. It's not about price, but I want to make sure you're properly protected. Your family, your assets, your livelihood, everything. If I can't help you out, I'll be honest with you. So that what makes me different than everybody else. But I'm here for you.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Agent K.
No problem, sir.
Yes. Thank you so much for all the speakers. And we do have another question, which is what are some tips that you can give someone who is afraid to start their own business?
Jump. You got to do it. Do your research so you can feel confident in it, and start slowly. You don't have to give up your job and things of that nature, but just start slowly. If it's catering, if it's singing, if it's whatever it is, start slow. Start doing it on the side and in your free time. Take a vacation and focus on it. Put a plan together and definitely work with a coach. Call me, email me, and I will help you with it. Let me know what it is, and I'll let you know the best route to go and then connect you to other resources that'll help you get through. But you got to connect the resources and talk to people that's in your industry that will help you get through it for sure.
Thank you so much. We do have a couple of hands raised here. Miss, I'm sorry, I don't want to mispronounce your name. Miss Melissa.
Yes, how you doing? God bless you, everybody. Got this wonderful link from my dear classmate and forever colleague, Dominici Davis. Thank you so much for the invite. This has been, as soon as I got the link, I'm always looking for stuff. And when he sent it, I got to go to Bible class to teach. But I saw that link, I'm like, I could hop on here. So I just want to say I've really enjoyed what I've heard so far from the speaker. You've just been so amazing. I definitely want to connect 100% because I think like innovation and expansion is just like really so important. And for me personally, you know, I've got a lot of app ideas, you know, and I think my biggest question is when you're really trying to, like you said, take chance, get out here, connect and network. It's just like that NDA, you know, like really getting started. Like you want to share with so many people what your ideas are. But I think a lot of times I've shared with people my ideas and maybe I didn't do it necessarily the proper way. And next thing you know, before I could even stand up and keep and stand on my own 2 feet, somebody done taken my idea and shared it with somebody else. And I'm like, man, you know, it's like it's too late. They've already started to that. I kind of missed that opportunity, kind of like putting, you know, as they say, the bullet before the gun, like just kind of, you know, you don't want to share. So you kind of get paranoid, you get isolated, and your idea only becomes, it stays in the dream state, you know? So I would say wanting to get that one-on-one coaching, because I think part of starting is not only packaging your idea, but protecting your idea. And the most minimum way that you can do that, both costly and, you know, they say the poor man's way to protect yourself, like figuring out and really getting educated on ways to do that while you continue to get connected to the right support. Me personally, I'm in the ministry, as you can see, inherited a church. So if any of you all need access to a church to do different things, love to collaborate. I'm also a state employee. I'm a senior public admin for the state of Illinois insurance plan. And also just been an entrepreneur of inheriting my mom's nonprofit. We've been going for 28 years. It's a 501c3, keeping that alive and just really trying to coordinate and collaborate with many other people. And I help get a lot of people jobs, you know. Every time I get a position in the state system, I'm always opening the door for many people to get jobs. The state is hiring. So if people need, an opportunity to get a job, please, I'll put my information in the chat. I'm more than happy to educate, collaborate, and connect because I feel like that's how we grow. But I definitely have some app ideas and I definitely need guidance because I think that what I have is something that's not being done and could definitely be a really lucrative opportunity. Thanks so much for allowing me to speak.
Oh, wow. You too cool for school. Check this out, Ms. Banza. I love you. You know, you are truly the bomb.com. What we're going to do is I do want you to link up with our speaker to protect yourself. But I also have an app developer. I think she's from Ghana. And she works for our company. She actually just started not too long ago. But I just want to connect you all as friends. I think it'll be a great asset for you.
Super awesome. She's from my hometown. You know I'm Ghanaian, so I'm really excited about that.
I knew that was gonna do it. I knew that was gonna do it.
Thank you.
One of the things too, I wanted to jump in and piggyback Minister Banza. When you say that you've given out the different ideas, one of the things that I've learned at the Joseph School of Business, their entrepreneurship course, is I will teach you all how to do a feasibility report to tell you how much of the market share that you need to become a multimillionaire in whatever you're doing. That's one of the things that I didn't get from Sunshine. It's for you, and no matter who has it or who did it, it's still, you have McDonald's, Burger King, White Castles, all these Five Guys, all these burger joints making millions of dollars, and they selling the same thing in a different way.
Yeah.
You can make that money. So I encourage you, Ms. Banza, to still go and do that idea. They might not do it like you, and what God has for you is yours. You know how many staffing agencies across the US of A? I only need 0.6% of the market share to get $1 million. And that's in one of the services that I offer.
Wow. And I'm gonna tell you all something. This is why this platform is so important, because it allows opportunity for iron to sharpen iron. And one thing that we're missing in our community, but we're not missing anymore, is resources, relationships, and opportunity.
Amen.
Yeah, I wanted to add something to what the young lady had stated, and I think I'm self-taught, right? Me and my brother, we just opened up the Delta at the Soho House, which is downtown on the 5th floor. We also have a Soho House on, not Soho House, the Delta restaurant. So we're in the restaurant business, and we also own nightclubs and things as such. But one of the things I like to give that adds value is that you have to hire yourself. Yeah. So I would say go a level higher, put a corporation together and hire yourself to work for that corporation. Then write down on a letter of a non-compete agreement where certain stuff you just can't say. So you just can't do business head on. You have to put somebody in between you. You have to put some laws, some bylaws, some principles. You have to put something in between you. That way you will know what to say just as well as what not to say. So I don't think your ideas get stolen. I just think that you have to cover yourself. And every time you go out, you have to cover yourself. But of course, the foundation of what you're standing on and knowing exactly what it is that you're looking for. And as somebody said earlier, know the why to the what, so that every time you have that conversation, you can get the results that you're looking for. So I say start your company and work for that company. And if your company is a broadcaster to sell your ideas, you sell the solution, or you sell the solution to the problem. You sell an answer to the problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And one thing I want to say before we take, first, I think I want to recognize Mr. Torres. I think he's on this call as well from My Turn to Own. Thank you for jumping on, Mr. Torres. I appreciate you. When people automatically think about entrepreneurship, they, for some ridiculous reason, the first thing they think is quit your job. Listen, now hear me and hear me well. Do not quit your job just like that without a plan, haven't even opened up the door to your business. It's okay for it to be a smooth transition where you work your 9 to 5 and you're making you work your 9 to 5, and after your 9 to 5 you working a job, you working your 9 to 5, and when you're done with your 9 to 5 you're working on your entrepreneurship until you get to a place where you're losing money working your 9 to 5, and then you have to transition to your entrepreneurship full time. I do understand the importance of leaping. I do understand the importance of having faith, but you do have to have some balance there at the end of the day, because the hardest part is when you leap out there and God ain't told you to leap out there, and you out there without a job and you can't pay your bills and you survival mode, and a little bit of money that you making on your entrepreneurship, you got to take that and you got to pay your bills with it, so you never getting yourself out of the ditch. So if it means you got to start off working a few long nights and a few long hours, you got to do what you got to do. But just because you start your entrepreneurship is not the green light just to quit your job.
Well, everybody ain't got to be quiet because Mr. Davis said something. Come on now.
I just don't want to misinform people. When people ask me about the real estate industry and they start making a little bit of money, the first thing they ask is, man, this is my second flip. Can I quit now? No. You better keep your job at Dominic's, or you better keep your job. Wait, is Dominic still around? At Jules. You better
Mariano's.
Mariano. Listen. You better keep but what happens is when you feel like your personal life is moving to another or a higher direction, that little 9 to 5 don't really bother you as much because you're seeing light at the end of the tunnel. So just position yourself well. Ms. LaShawn, did you have any closing remarks? We want to be respectful of everybody's time, and I appreciate everybody for coming aboard for tonight's informational panel. And once again, if you can give out your information where people can contact you and, also, be a part of what you do, I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. I'm just empowering everybody to go and be great. And definitely when you go out there, definitely have some money saved up, because it takes money to run a business. I could tell you that. And I just wish you guys all the success, and please contact me with any questions, comments, and I'll try my best to direct you in the right path with the resources that I've accumulated over these last 20 years.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Before we leave, hold on, Ms. Deborah. I see Ms. Deborah. I have to allow Ms. Deborah to have some words. Did you want to speak or say anything, Ms. Deborah?
Hey, John, how are you?
Good, good, good. Please introduce yourself and what you do, and also drop some of your information. Listen, this is the money lady right here. She is going to find you some money. That's why I had to give a little time for Ms. Deborah. She will find some money for you to find the house. Go ahead,
What's
Ms.
happening, Ms. Deborah? Go ahead and talk, Ms. Deborah.
So yes, my name is Deborah Schlager. I work for Associated Bank, and yes, we have money, free money, $4,000 for down payment assistance, $500 for closing costs, plus other grants that are still available, down payment plus money, MMRP 15,000, and we have good programs. First time buyers, very good programs, and we will get you to the finish line. We will close you.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Ms. Deborah is also, she's been, look, she looks like she's about 22 or 23, but she knows what she's doing.
Hey, watch out with the age thing, okay? Watch out with that age thing.
Look, she's every bit of 28. She looks like she's 23, but she every bit of 28. Listen, Miss Africa, I'm gonna allow you to close us out, please.
Thank you, everyone, especially our special guest, Ms. LaCoya Lashawn. Please look in the chat to get her book. Please support Ms. LaCoya. People were asking about other book recommendations. I know Adonis mentioned his book, I Am My Life Coach. The best way we can be our best selves is to invest in ourselves and support each other. Thank you so much, everybody. This was brought to you by none other than myturnToOwn.org. We help you with everything dealing with housing, credit, real estate. We appreciate you. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank
Night. Thank you so much, Ms. Mobo and Ms. Sade.
Good night.